My boyfriend ate me alive.
Piece by piece. I woke up 30 days before the end of the world, and I remember everything. Last life, I was his ACM, his punching bag, his backup Syntag, his backup food supply. I'm his worst nightmare.
Babe, good morning. Hey, listen, can I borrow $5,000? Just for a week, I swear. My buddy has this investment thing and... Stella, you're scaring me.
Get out of my apartment.
Come on, let's talk about this.
Now. Don't touch me. The first thing I did, kicked out the parasite. He walked in asking to borrow $5,000. I smashed his coffee on the floor and told him, get out, now. He sent 12 messages in 1 hour. I blocked him in 1 second. In my last life, those words would have worked. Not anymore. I drained my entire bank account. Every single dollar. Went straight to Costco. 4 shopping carts, 500 cans of food, 200 gallons of water, batteries, blankets, medical supplies, then Home Depot, a diesel generator, military-grade insulation, blast-proof glass panels, reinforced steel door. I rented an apartment on the 20th floor. Why the 20th? Because in my last life, the snow buried everything below 18. Anyone below that line was already in their grave. Then I bought weapons. Not guns. Tasers, pepper spray, tactical flashlights, because the cold wasn't what killed me last time people did. In my last life, she daughter warmed thems. I called her, told her to pack a bag and come to my apartment. Don't bring Derek. When she walked in Wofford the floor, I told her everything. The apocalypse, the cold, how I died, how she died. She didn't cry. She didn't call me crazy. She just said 5 words. What do you need me to do? Mia didn't hesitate. We hit every store in the city like a 2-woman army. She couldn't start the generator without falling on her ass, and the taser scared her half to death, but she showed up every single day. Then came Marcus, our neighbor in 20B. 2 tours in Afghanistan, 8 years in the Marines. He heard us installing blast-proof glass. Apparently that's a sound Marine odd ready and is recognized. He sealed every crack, reinforced every weak point, and turned our apartment into a military-grade fortress. On day 6, we sat on the floor eating takeout, and for the first time since I hadn't felt in 2 weeks' time safe. Day 5, the temperature dropped 3 degrees below normal. Day 6, it dropped 10 more. Day 7, it snowed. In July. And then Logan did exactly what I knew he would. He went on social media and told 40,000 people exactly where we were. Meridian Tower, 20th floor, she's got enough food for a year and she won't share. He turned my address into a target. He wasn't just my ex anymore. He was building an army. Day 8. It happened exactly as I remembered. The temperature dropped 60 degrees in 12 hours. By midnight, the city was dead. Snow buried everything below the 10th floor in 48 hours. By day 3, it reached the 15th. Every car, every store, every street, gone. Swallowed by white, and our fortress on the 20th floor became the only light in a city of corpses. Day 10. Logan called. Video call. I could see the frost on his eyelashes, the blue in his lips, the panic in his eyes. He was crying, begging, promising he'd change. 3 years of babe, can I borrow money? And now he's sorry?
Gun, we're Stella.
Every man for himself. Good luck with that. I hung up. Then I ate another piece of beef. Night 12, the surveillance alarm went off. Briggs from 19C was trying to pick our lock. In my last life, when this man got through a door, I couldn't speak for a month. This time, Marcus opened the door himself. 1 kick. Briggs hit the floor like a bag of cement. Marcus dragged him to the stair hall and said 6 words.
Next time I won't be gentle.
Logan's live stream worked. 15 people showed up with axes and crowbars. They threw everything at our walls. Fire, rage, a portable cutting tool that couldn't scratch our blast-proof steel. Inside, we ate canned soup and waited. The cold did our fighting for us. Day 12. Derek found us. Mia's husband. The man who beat her for 6 years and stole the blanket that killed her children. He showed up freezing, crying, begging. "Baby, I'm sorry, I just wanted to find you." Classic Derek. We let him in. And within 5 minutes, the mask came off. He went straight for the food. When Marcus blocked him, he tried to grab Mia's wrist the same way he'd grabbed her 1,000 times before. But this time...
Don't touch me!
Marcus had Derry on the floor in 3 seconds. Dragged him out like a bag of trash. 3 locks, he was gone. Logan came back with 50 people and a hydraulic breaker this time. They got through the building entrance in an hour, but 20 flights of frozen stairs did what we didn't have to. By the time they reached our floor, only 12 were left, and they couldn't scratch our door. Meanwhile, Briggs tried a different approach. He climbed the outside wall from the 19th floor, reached our window, pounded on blast-proof glass with his bare fist. I walked to the window, held up a glass of water so he could see it. Then I walked away. 30 seconds later and took him. He fell 20 stores into the snow. In my last life, that man destroyed me. This time, gravity handled it. The siege lasted 48 hours. The fortress held, just like I built it to. Day 75. Logan's apartment went dark. No candles, no movement. No one came out. I don't know exactly what happened inside those walls. But I'd lived through this story before. When the food runs out, some people stop being human, and some people never were. Day 89. The temperature rose for the first time in 3 months. 3 degrees. It wasn't much, but for someone who had already died once, it was everything. Then I saw it, a crack in the sky. Gold light cutting through 3 months of gray. The first sunlight in 89 days. Marcus smiled. A real one. Mia reached out and touched the light like I wasn't real. And I cried, not because I was her. Day 91. I thought it was over. It wasn't. They came from under the snow. The ones who'd been buried for 3 months. Surviving on each other. They climbed 20 flights without making a sound. Didn't bang on the door, just scratched it. For hours. The sound of human fingernails on blast-proof steel is something I will never forget. But the cold finished them too. By morning, the hallway was quiet. The fortress held. One last time. Day 97. The snow melted. The snow melted. Or slowly. Not slowly, fast. Like the world finally exhaled after holding its breath for 3 months. We stood at the door that had protected us for 97 days. 4 locks. Click, 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 click. I pushed it open. Sunlight hit my face for the first time in 3 months. The city was gone. Every street, every building, every life we knew, destroyed. But the sun was warm, and we were alive. All 3 of us. We walked out into a world of ruins and golden light, and for the first time, I didn't look back. I went to Logan's apartment, alone. 2 sets of bones, 1 rusty kitchen knife. His new girlfriend never made it out. I didn't need details. I'd already lived through this story once. Some people, when they're starving, stop being people. And some people were never people to begin with. I closed the door, walked back down to my sister. She took my hand. We kept walking.
In my last life, I was someone's ATM, someone's punching bag, someone's last meal.
This life, I chose differently. I chose myself. I chose my sister. I chose the people who chose me. The snow melted. I walked out alive. He didn't. Karma doesn't forget.
Neither did I.